What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mikey Hot Takes, serving up hot takes like they're hot cakes, and we're back with another video, okay? We're getting right into it. We're not going to waste any time. If you don't know, if you're new to us, subscribe below. That's all I got to say about that. But anyway, today, the New York Mets have embarrassed themselves again. And you would say, well, did they lose another game? No, actually, they didn't lose a game. Yesterday, they won, for a change. They won a baseball game. And you would think that the story would be, oh, the Mets won a baseball game. Can they get hot or turn it around or make a late push? No, that's not the discussion. Today, the discussion is what Javy Baez said after the game. If you haven't heard the story, go read it. Mike Puma tweeted it from New York Post. Basically, Javy Baez has said that the Mets players have agreed to, every time they get a hit, they're going to signal the thumbs down signal to the fans as kind of like a, revenge for the fans booing them all season. Okay, so I'm literally sweating thinking about this. I've been thinking about this since I saw the tweet. It's driving me up the wall. It's one of the most cringe things I've heard from one of my favorite teams in a long time. And it's always the Mets, right? It's always the Mets that have these PR disasters. But anyway, basically what the Mets are telling you is they don't appreciate the way they've been treated. The fans have been too harsh, too critical of this team. They're trying their best. They're giving it their all. Why are the fans so mean? Why are the fans so critical? Why are the fans expect more from their team? I mean, the more I talk about this, the more angry I get, because to be honest with you, this is what sports is about. All right, this is why, and I don't want to break this into like, oh, this is why you get paid the big bucks, but it is. It is. You could start the argument as like, oh, I don't come down to your job as an accountant and heckle you. I don't come to your job at the bank or at McDonald's or whatever, and I don't heckle you or boo you. Guess what? There's a reason anyone follows you. There's a reason you have notoriety, Javy Baez, Francisco Lindor, Kevin Plar. There's a reason anybody gives a damn about you. It's not because they really think you have a great personality. It's not because they like your smile or your haircut. It's because you were or are supposed to be a great professional or a good professional baseball player. That's why people follow you. That's why you have the money you do. That's why you have the fame that you do. And now you're complaining when the fans expect more from you? You're openly and outwardly disrespecting the fans by giving them the thumbs down. That is what the conclusion that these Mets players came to. Oh, they're hurting our feelings. Oh, why are they so harsh here? Oh, I don't want to play here anymore. Guess what? If it's too harsh for you, if you don't like the way the Mets fans are treating you, then just please leave. Please leave. There's another team in this city, the New York Yankees, that play baseball every single day, that play good baseball every single day. And guess what? Earlier this season, their fans were killing them. They were underperforming. Aaron Boone was under pressure. Brian Cashman was under pressure. Every single player on the Yankees roster was under pressure. Did they turn around and say, oh, the fans are being too harsh. We really need them to be nice and supportive and coddle us? No. And this is a team that actually makes the playoffs every year with expectations. So you would think they would be like, oh, give us a little bit more patience. We need a little bit more patience. The Mets deserve zero patience, and they have deserved zero patience in the last 3 to 4 years. Now they have a new owner who adds to the fire. If you haven't seen my last video, Memo to Steve Cohen, go watch it. All right, this is basically the same thing, the same rinse and repeat that I have from the Steve Cohen video, except this is even worse because now it's a player. All right, the player, especially this time, the one saying it is Javy Baez, right? My conspiracy theory is that this is a lot of Francisco Lindor. If you don't know, Javy Baez and Francisco Lindor are good friends. Part of the reason Baez wanted to get traded at the deadline to the Mets was because of his relationship with Francisco Lindor. So anyway, Baez just got here. He's been here 2 to 3 weeks, a month, whatever the date is. Baez hasn't been a Met for that long. So there's no way that this toxicity and this fan base has gotten to him to this point where he feels the need to say something. So my theory is Francisco Lindor has been complaining the whole step of the way about the fan base, about the booing, all this stuff. And I know it's like a really easy take, and it's not a hot take, it's nothing special, but it's really simple. You want the fans to like you, start performing better. It's that simple. And I don't want to hear the players they're people too. They don't deserve to be treated. Booing is ridiculous. You can say whatever you want once you pay for a ticket at a baseball game. This is America. You go to a game, you're able to jeer the other team, you're able to scream to the other team. If you go beyond the limits of the stadium, then the security deals with you. But screaming at a baseball game, boo. Is this what we've come to now, that we can't boo baseball players who are underperforming, who aren't doing well? Then what are we supposed to do? Clap every time they strike out? Am I supposed to clap every time J.D. Davis leaves 3 runners on? Like, what am I supposed to do? Explain to me, Met And then you see idiots like Taiwan Walker on Twitter last night trying to rile up the fan base. I don't know what they're trying to do. Do they really want to be like the most unliked team in all of New York? Like, they literally are a clown show. Every single day there's something different coming from this team that isn't just, oh, we stink. It's literally, we stink and also we're a hot mess. Why can't it be one or the other? Why can't we be good and have some issues off the field? Or if we're going to stink, let's just keep it to stinking. There are teams like the Miami Marlins that stink every single year. No one hears a peep out of them. Why is it different with the New York Mets? You're going to say the market, whatever. The Mets have nobody. They don't. I just don't understand what this thought process was from Javy Baez. And even if you do it, even if you're stupid enough to think, oh, this is a good idea, we'll give the thumbs down to the fans. Why the hell are you commenting on that and making a statement saying that, yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. We're shitting on the fans in public. What sense does that make? What positivity does that make? What does that do for you other than create more heat? Stupid. Very stupid. Then you see Kevin Plar on Twitter. Kevin Plar trying to say, oh, we're just joking around. Shut up. Save it. You don't joke around and say that to the fans. All right? And then 5 minutes later, your boss, Sandy Alderson, the GM of the Mets, has to release a statement basically explaining that the players are wrong. We don't condone this. So you're not joking. You're clearly not joking. Everything you said is a joke. Is not a joke. It's literally ridiculous. If you're giving a thumbs down to the fans, then don't play for the team anymore. Don't show up. Quit. The job is too stressful for you. I have no problem as a person. I'm not going to attack you personally or whatever. You're not good enough at the job. It's causing you too much stress. Leave. Go find another team. Quit. Retire. Do whatever you got to do. I really don't care. But the fact that you're blaming this on the fans, that the fact that the team's OPS is like dead last in the league, give me a break. Do you think the team started in April saying, oh, we're going to boo this team from Kingdom Come? No, they couldn't hit in April. They couldn't hit in May. They can't hit in August. All the above. All right, so you're going to get boos from every single direction. I don't want to hear it from the fans anymore. And literally the players, I don't want to hear from the players anymore. The players, I've never seen a group of players seem so coddled and baby like I've seen the Mets before. Every other day there's somebody complaining or trying to make their voice known on Twitter. One day you have Trevor May on Twitch. Next day you have Syndergaard commenting on something. Next day you have Taiwan Walker and Plar saying, oh, the fans are too serious. They need to relax. Shut up. The team was in first place 3 weeks ago. I think the last Mets video I did, the team was in first place or borderline tied for first. And now they're 7.5 games back. So we could boo all we want. We're going to boo all we want. And the only way to fix that is to play better or leave. Those are your two options. I don't want to hear it anymore. Oh, this fan base is toxic. We have enough reasons to be toxic. All right? Everybody on this team needs to either get out or shut up. That's it. I don't need to hear it anymore. Get out or shut up. This is probably the angriest video I've had since I started recording, because goes beyond just the team not being good enough. This goes to the point where you're disrespecting fans. You're disrespecting us, the people that watch every game, the people that care for every game. And the reason that there's pressure, I'm going to say this again, the reason there's pressure on players and athletes in the first place is because we care about what they're doing. All right? So you can't turn around and tell me, oh, athletes are people too. Don't boo them. You can't expect athletes to appreciate booing. No, I expect them to turn it around. I expect them to use that booing as inspiration and be better, be what they're supposed to be. Okay? The only reason we care about athletes is because of, how good they are and the skill, the craft that they have. If your craft isn't good enough, then why do I care about you? You're basically some stranger off the street. I would boo a stranger off the street doing something terrible too. So it's I don't care. Listen, we're fans. This is what fandom is. If you're going to sit down and tell me that we shouldn't be booing players anymore, save it. Shut up. You don't know anything about sports. You're more interested in other things in life. Don't talk about sports. That's literally how I feel. When you start blurring these lines of, oh, these are players too, and mental health, you can't boo them, then you're basically saying we need to remove all stress from athletes' lives. And we should just sit there and shut up, zip our mouths, and only cheer when something good happens. That is absolutely not what sports is. That's not what fandom is. And that is not what this channel is. I'll tell you that right now. This channel is about taking the good, taking the bad, taking it real, okay? The Mets have for real been terrible. End of story. Players, zip your lip. Owners, zip your lip. Go fix it or leave. It's that simple, okay? So we're going to finish it up there. I'm sweating, profusely sweating just from screaming at this camera right now. But anyway, subscribe to the channel. We're coming back with Giants videos. I think for the most part, unless the Mets have another one of these explosions and another one of these clown shows where there needs to be something spoken about. I think we're going to stick to football for the foreseeable future until NBA season starts. We're going to be doing live streams for Giants games this year. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for a Giants preseason wrap. We're going to be coming out with that later today as well. And yeah, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. Do you think I'm being too harsh? Do you actually side? Are you one of these people who says we shouldn't be booing athletes or we shouldn't be so hard on athletes? I'm not saying go DM these players and threaten them. Obviously not. Like, I'm not one of those type of crazy fans. But you do deserve to be criticized. You do deserve, and especially a fan who buys a ticket should be able to boo poor play. I just think that's basic fandom, that's basic sports in every country. As long as we've known it since probably the first Olympics, people have booed and cheered. The fact that we're getting sensitive about that now is just, it speaks a lot. It speaks a lot. And there are things to be sensitive about in real life, but in sports, I like to keep my sports separate from the rest of the real world. And to be honest with you, this blurs the lines to the point where, no, I'm not sitting here being overly sensitive for guys who are clearly not doing well at their job and then have the nerve to turn around and blame the fans. That is an absolute joke. I will not stand for that, and I don't think you guys should anyway. Leave a comment, let me know, like, subscribe, and until next time, peace.